will draw all men unto him. He's the foundation. Everything starts with the foundation. He's the foundation to the glory of the Most High, man. You see, man, they want to find some other way. They want to go this way, that way, except for the right way. And that's through a Mashiach Yahushua, y'all. Point blank, no ands or buts about it. Luke 12:48 again.
Luke chapter 12, verse 48. But he that knew not, and did commit these worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with few stripes.
Right, so those that don't know, they're going to be beaten with less stripes than you would be beaten with in knowing. And beaten with many stripes. That's why you can't run from this. Ain't nowhere you can go. Ain't nowhere you can hide, because the eyes of the Most High are what? 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of man. You can't run from this. Read.
For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required.
Right, much is given, of him much going to be required of you. Read.
And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more.
That's right. They're going to ask the more. Ecclesiasticus 23:19. Ecclesiasticus 23:19. See, that's why I say when men look at men, they want to be looked at in a certain way, man. It's not about that. It's about how you please in the Most High, man. Read this.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 23, verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men.
See, such a man only fears the eyes of men. Get Jeremiah, I hope they get Jeremiah 17:5. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men. And the Most High told us this.
Jeremiah chapter 17, verse 5. Thus saith the Most High, cursed be the man that trusteth in man.
He said, cursed be the man that trusteth in man.
And
but what it say, just more to say, but Ecclesiastes 23:19 says, such a man only fear the eyes of men. What the Most High say? Read.
Thus saith the Most High, cursed be the man that trusteth in man.
Go ahead.
And maketh flesh his arm, and whose heart departed from the Most High.
That's what's going to happen. That's what has happened. Their minds have departed from the Most High because they trusted in man. Looking for man. That's why a lot of men, when men fall, then they go out, they leave. They gone. Something happened to a man, then poof, they out. Because they trusted in man and not the Most High. Ecclesiasticus 23:19 again.
Ecclesiasticus chapter 23, verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of the Most High are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts.
That's right. So the Most High see everything. Ain't nothing you hiding from the Most High. And then get Amos 3 and I think it's 7. And people don't realize this is what happens. Read verse 7.
Amos chapter 3, verse 7.
So the Most High see all the secret things of man. And what does he do? Read.
Amos chapter 3, verse 7. Surely the Most High power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
So he will do nothing, but he revealeth his secrets to his servants, the prophets. He revealeth his secrets. to men to be able to see what's going on with other men. See right through you. Philippians 2:12. A soldier is a prisoner of the Father and a Mashiach Yahushua. Read that. You got it?
Philippians 2. What?
Philippians 2:12.
Book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
That's right, man. He said, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, like right now we're in each other's presence, we all have the word open and we spiritual. But it says, but now much more in my absence, when the book is closed. You see? When the book is closed, now what's the word on it? You got to apply this in your life. You learn it, you live it, and you apply it in your life once the book is closed. That's the absence. Because now the book is open, and everybody is pretty much in a spiritual, conduct. But once the book is closed, you got to apply this more. It says, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Hebrews 10:31. Hebrews 10:31.
The book of Hebrews, chapter 10 and verse 31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power.
That's right, man. Hey. So it's a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the Most High, man. That's why I say you got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. This ain't no easy task, man. 2 Ezra 8:21. It's on page 24 if you have the red Cambridge University of Press Apocrypha.
2nd Ezra. The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 8 and verse 21, whose throne is inestimable.
The Most High's throne, His power is inestimable. It's on page 24 at the top. Say, whose throne is inestimable. It cannot be measured. It cannot be measured. Read.
Whose glory may not be comprehended.
Whose glory may not be comprehended. Read.
Before whom the hosts of angels stand with trembling.
Yeah, he said work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. The angels are standing before the Most High, fearing and trembling. 24/7. Every day. They stand before him, fearing and trembling. Philippians 2:12 and 13. Philippians 2:12 and 13.
The book of Philippians, chapter 2, verse 12. Wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling.
That's right, man. Got to work out our salvation with fear and trembling. When the book is closed, make sure you get a good word about you. The word that they say about you is a great word, man, and not something that's vile and foul and where you're considered a sinner and making a Mashiach Yahushua, bringing them to an open shame. And you don't want to bring the Most High. That's why I use Mashiach Yahushua, because he says, all right, if you deal with him, but not the Most High, man. Because you're going to make him, he done called you to a Mashiach Yahushua, and you making a Mashiach Yahushua open shame when the book is closed by what you're doing. You got to be a Hebrew Israelite, man, and follow what it is that you learn once. What do you think this is about? This is about learning how to be righteous. That you can make it to the kingdom. We're going to live forever, and ever, and ever, immortality. Nobody can take that away from you. You can take it away from yourself. Can nobody take this away from us, man, as individuals. But we all going to meet the judgment seat of Mashiach Yahushua. We're going to be judged for what we have done in these mortal bodies, whether it was good or bad. Point blank. That's it. Either life, which is good, and death, which is bad. It's simple as that. Read on.
Book of Philippians, chapter 2 and verse 13. For it is the Most High which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure.
Hear that? For it is of the Most High which worketh in you both to will and to do of his good pleasure. That's why he said in 2 Ezra 9:22, get that. He's working, man. The Most High is working in us to have us do his will. And who are you to not do what he say do when he's working in you? Read.
Book of 2 Ezra, chapter 9 and verse 22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
He said, let the multitude of people that the Most High have allowed to come on this earth perish then, which was born in vain. Their birth was all vanity. He could care less about a multitude of people. So they were born in vain. Read.
And let my grape be kept, and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
See? Most High is working to make his grape out of a bushel or a big bunch of grapes, and his plant, one plant, be made perfect. He's laboring. He's laboring. And think about it, it's his spirit. The Holy Spirit is his spirit that's bringing things back to our remembrance to have you to understand what you're understanding. It's all to the glory of the Most High. That's his labor that he's sending his spirit. That's the only thing that was promised to come to us. What else was promised to come to us? Only he said, I'm going to send what? The Holy Spirit, the Comforter, the Spirit of truth that came in Acts the 2nd chapter. That's here now, bringing us back to the sheepfold, bringing us back to the Most High. But what do? As a people, we disannul the Most High by not following what he say do. That's why he said Hosea 5 and 15. That's why he told us this.
In the book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15, I will go and return to my place till they acknowledge their offense and seek my face.
See? He said, I'm going to go to my place, man, until we acknowledge how we have offended the Most High. Or you can acknowledge how some man or some woman offend you, right? We know how to do that. But we better acknowledge how the Most High say we offended him. So that's why we got to seek his face, because he turned his back on us. Said, the heck with them Israelites. That's why you got people now saying, oh, the Jews, they rejected Christ. Now we've been grafted in. Now we've been grafted in. And are they following the laws of the Most High? These other nations? No. They're not following the laws of the Most High. They talk they're not under the law, but they're under mercy and grace, most of them. And the Jewish people, they're over there, they got kosher pig, they got gay parades and all that stuff, man. But yet still, they're supposed to be the chosen people of the Most High. The things that they know are abominable, they're allowing to go down, man, in this world, because they the grandson of Esau. Straight up. Amalek. But here we are, you got people thinking that they're the true ethnic and biblical Israelites or Jews, and they're not. All you do is ask one of them, name the 12 tribes. Ask them, oh, you come from Naphtali, right? Zebulon, right? They ain't heard of those tribes. They don't know about those tribes. Asher, right? They don't know about the tribes. You know, a tribe that, you know, they most definitely, I mean, they don't, these are the things that I actually, they look all bewildered. Like, they know Levi, they say Levi, maybe Benjamin, Judah, Yehuda, right? Right? See what I'm saying? It's 12 tribes. These are the things I'm going to say whenever you know how to conduct a conversation with them. You can see that they really don't know. And they really don't know this word. You're never going to know the word of the Most High, as it says, as it is written. Because it's given to us to know. That's why I say this is the highest calling you can be called into. Nothing's more high and more powerful than the truth. Nothing. It's just, we can look at it in a small aspect, so therefore that's what you're going to get out of it. That small aspect. But when you look at it as, what I'm telling you is nothing more powerful than the spiritual power that the Most High has given us to do the things that Amashek Abishai done and even greater things. And that's what he's allowing us to do in these last days. It talks about, oh man, when they try to get us, ain't nothing gonna harm us. Nothing. His elect. And that's why we want to be one of the elect. So you don't have to deal with the things that everybody else is going to be dealing with. What good is it to gain the whole world, man, and lose your spirit? You gain the whole world and this is all you have in the end come. Boom, and where you at. Or that's the end of your life. You know you're going to be here next week? You guarantee you're going to be here next week? Tomorrow? We don't know, man. People dying faster and faster and faster as Hebrew Israelites, man. We haven't been dying like all of a sudden we've been dying now, man. He said he's going to start with his house. He's starting with us now. And that's how you get our attention, with death. Always. Like we was going over last night for Sabbath, man. What's the judgment? Kill him. And Israel be afraid, oh, it's going to be me, oh, I got to be right. Because he's going to kill me. You know, everybody afraid of death. So my second side say, fear him that can kill the body and cast you into hell. That's who you fear, the Most High. Get Ezekiel 39 and 23.
Book of Ezekiel, chapter 39, verse 23. And the heathen shall know that the house of Israel went into captivity for their iniquity.
So these nations know that we went into captivity for our iniquity, for breaking the laws, statute, commandments of the Most High. The nations know this. Read.
Because they trespassed against me.
Because we trespass against the Most High. That's why I say you got to seek his face. He going to his place till we seek his face. This is why. Read.
Therefore hid I my face from them.
That's why he hid his face from us. Because we didn't follow his laws, statutes, commandments, his rules and regulations. Read.
And gave them into the hand of their enemies.
So he gave us into the hand of our friends. The hand of who?
Our enemies.
Our enemies. Come on.
So fell they all by the sword.
So fell we all by the sword. Come on.
According to their uncleanness.
According to our uncleanness. Read.
And according to their transgressions have I done unto them, and hid my face from them.
Yeah, that's why we got to seek his face. How are we going to seek his face? How's he going to look at us and love us again? Deuteronomy 28 and 1 and 2. This is how it's going to happen, man. And this is what we're working on now. As a brotherhood and sisterhood of those that have ears to hear and eyes to see. This is how it's going to work. Read.
In the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Most High thy power will set thee on high above all nations of the earth.
That's we got next, man. Because Esau is the end of the world of 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followed. So this is how it's going to happen. When the ones that's following his commandments, observing and doing all his commandments, which the Most High commanding us through a Mashiach Yahushua,